Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138, and this is my video review of Transformers Classics Hotrod, or Rodimus technically, but basically Hotrod, and the Reveal the Shield version of the same figure. I'm doing them both together because they're both the same character from practically the same toy line. So I'll start off with this guy. When I first saw this guy online, I was like, oh my god, they actually have a Hotrod that looks like Hotrod. At this point, Hotrod was my favorite character. I watched the movie, the original '86 movie, like every day for weeks on end when I saw this figure. Then I finally found him, and I'm like, oh wow! So I immediately bought it, but you can see he's kind of dinged up here on the roof and the detailing on the hood here, just due to play. But yeah, I wanted the original Hotrod toy for the longest time because it's the only one that actually looked like Hotrod, and this was amazing. So I was really happy when this guy came out, and I remember thinking, yeah, he had some issues, but he was so cool because he was an update of the original character. I completely overlooked them. Now, I do have some problems with the mold, and I will get into that when I go into the robot mode, but I will talk about the car mode here. So he's got flame details here on the sides, here as well, on his arms, or what will be his arms. Nice. He's got his full engine painted, 2 colors. It looks really sharp. Silver painted wheel rims, that's nice. Then he's got these exhaust pipes here, those are nice. And he's got this weird exhaust, like kind of like jet turbine there, and it's kind of like you put in the missile, and it's got the missile is like a flame, which is interesting, but not. It sits low to the ground, but it does roll nicely. It actually has the sound of a roaring engine just due to the way the wheels are. So I like it. It was obviously one of my favorite. I could do without the purple and more blue. Same with the Optimus Prime from this line. I would have preferred blue glass, but the purple is okay. You can see a little bit through it here to some seats as well as a steering wheel. But yeah, not too much. You lose that completely on the other one. So he's got a color change sticker, which this was, by the way, how it was put on. You notice it's crooked. Yeah, that was the downside about anything with stickers on it that Hasbro produced. They were most often either not on the figure or completely off-centered. Like my Megatron never even had a sticker to begin with, and I don't know why. So, and that's the Classics Megatron. So I really do enjoy this toy. I think it's one of the coolest figures, but then I get into robot mode and start comparing it, and it's truly not that great of a spectacular character that I'm making it out to sound like, but I love it. So I'll talk about this one. This is a complete piece of crap. Simply because its quality is horrible. I mean, it's a great paint job. I like the colors of it. It works, except it's horrible quality. They molded it completely out of red and gray plastic. Completely. Like, hold on. Yeah. The only parts that aren't initially red from the mold are this gun, the wheels, and these little orange tabs inside the wheels. Everything else, and the feet, I forgot about the feet there. Everything else started out the same color red. This whole thing in here, everything. I mean, there's a few pieces inside, but that aren't. But even these fenders are red underneath. I ended up scratching a piece off somewhere when I was getting it out of the box. I don't know where it is now, but it's definitely red underneath, right here. It's red underneath. So that's a downside there, so you lose all that detailing under here. But it is painted to look more like the animated movie was, which I thought it was cool. Another thing I hate is no matter how many times I transform it, I cannot get it to sit level or flat. I can hit this all day long and it's not going to sit on all four wheels at the same time unless I force it. And I don't know how that is any different from this one. I just don't know. Same mold issues. I don't have this problem on the club exclusive, so I think it's just the quality they used on this particular set. I ended up picking this up because at the time I had already ordered the protector armor for Rodimus Prime, so I kind of said, you know what, I want a hot rod in my collection, I'm going to get this so I can display it. But I have some more quality control issues I'll get into in robot mode, so I'm going to go ahead and transform these, get them into robot mode, and complain about this one a lot more. And here the two Hot Rod Rodimus Transformers are in robot mode. And put this guy aside first, and we'll talk about this guy. My first and only complaint of this as a kid was simply he had 2 guns on his arms and not 3. Wait, why not? Well, no idea. However, he does have a communicator feature that they label as a communicator on the box, but realistically it looks a lot like the saw blade he used in the 1986 movie. So yeah, that's a cool feature. Supposedly communicator saw blade. So that's a cool feature. For this overall though, it's pretty nice. Due to play, these hinge joints on his legs loosened up, so they're not the greatest anymore, but I really like it. The arms are nice and tight. I really do like the figure. And while I have this one out, I'll do the articulation. He's got some feet movement here. He's got knee joint here. He's got a swivel movement here. The backpack kind of hinders that. A lot of people say he's got like no leg movement, and they're kind of right, unless you take this whole part and slide it forward just a little bit, and then he has a whole bunch of range of movement there. He's got a hinged hip here, which this side panel kind of gets in the way a little bit of the legs, so if they do, just kind of pop it and it'll move. So that's cool. He does not have a waist swivel, unfortunately. His head is on a swivel and not a ball and socket joint, as many of the Transformers at the time were. He's got a ball and socket joint on each of his arms here. Hinged elbow, which is nice. Hinged hand, which means that's the only position it's in. So, and then his back can move a little bit, you know, given the situation or pose you want him in. So, I really do like the figure. I really do like it. My only other complaint about the figure was his engine being on his chest and not hidden away somewhere like at the back of his head, maybe, like the original was. So, yeah. Now, I noticed this was cool. This is what I'm about to show you is pretty cool. His hand is the hole in it is too small for him to hold any regular 5mm peg weapons, like say this knife. It just doesn't fit. And I thought, well, why is that? And it wasn't until 2010 BotCon did I finally figure it out. Or rather, when I got home. Hold on a second. And if you're wondering what that background noise was, it was my air conditioner. I forgot to turn it off before I shot the review. So, anyway, here is the original Hot Rod. I picked him up at BotCon 2010. And the cool feature about this in this hot rod is if you take his original 2 dual pistols, they actually fit in his hands. Yeah, they're a little bit tight, but they are officially designed to hold his original weapons. Now, how cool is that? And the way they are, he can actually have the full range of motion, unlike holding his other stupid missile launcher weapon, which can double as a jetpack, by the way, just in case you're wondering. So, that is wicked awesome, in my opinion. He can wield his original weapons. Now, that's pretty cool. So, for a while I displayed him like that, but unfortunately, and now here comes the negative portion of it, you take this one, which is the one I use as hot rod on my shelf. He cannot hold these weapons because his hands are red plastic painted gray. So the paint is so tight in his hand that you cannot actually get these weapons to fit in his hand. This weapon, however, you can get in there, so he can still hold that at least. So that's the drawback. Oh, here's the other stupid quality control problem. I've tried cleaning this out. I've tried finding little fragments of plastic, anything. This arm will not stay in place. Like, yep, see? This one, not a problem. He has a nice tight joint on this side. Right here, no idea. It's got like no holding capability there. And plus, if you have him hold things up in this mode, oftentimes it'll droop down and fall right off. So yeah, that's the annoying factor of this version. Also, he lost his light piping due to the whole red plastic thing, and they didn't glue his head together, so you can actually take that off and find out this head is in 3 pieces and pegged together where it's supposed to be glued, like the first one. So put that back on, so you can have a headless Rodimus if you wish. So yeah, that's another downside. Unless you're into customizing, then go ahead if you want to use the head for something else. Yeah, I do like the fact that they did paint this little area here, and they didn't on the first one. Although they didn't paint it on the original toy, however it was painted in the TV show. See, where this one is painted like the cartoon, this one was painted more like the toy. And personally, I like the toy version better, the toy colors better than this one. Probably not because of the colors, but because of the chest. You really have a hard time seeing the two-tone colors in there. So there's that. The Reveal the Shield logo is still crooked, even though it's a different logo, a different type of sticker. It's still on wrong, whatever. So another part of the quality control issue is these legs things are also, like his legs were gray and didn't have any wheels on them in the show, where on the original toy he did. They painted these gray. These were originally red, and they spray painted them gray with the silver pipes on them. And the quality control is when you transform them, these are friction, and the paint rubs right off. Be warned of that if you're going to buy them. Again, I picked this guy up to be a hot rod on the shelf while Rodimus Prime was in Rodimus Prime armor. So, yeah, there's that downside of it. Plus, this yellow is just bright. It's blacklight reactive, by the way. If I had a blacklight, I could show you that, but I don't. So I've spent a lot of time complaining about this figure. I really do like it, and none of the quality control issues that are on this one are on the club exclusive Sideburn, which I will be doing in a review of soon. Like, he has none of the problems that this guy does at all. So, yeah, I'll get into that when I do his review. I have currently 3 of this mold. I have this, and this guy, as well as the Sideburn figure. And honestly, this one is still my favorite. Even though he's a little loose and has some paint missing, still my favorite. I was so worried about breaking him after a while because the plastic turned a little bit brittle. You can't see it, but when it clips together, you can kind of see micro cracks in the plastic where the clip goes together. Actually, I think it's up towards the top end of this panel, but yeah, there's some minor issues like that. But that concludes my Transformers Classics and Reveal the Shield Rodimus toy review. If you have any further requests for reviews, please leave a comment down below and I will add them to the list. Thanks for watching.